Once upon a time, in a remote village nestled between the rolling hills, lived a young boy named Lucas. Lucas was a curious and adventurous child, always eager to explore the world around him. He had a unique condition. He was born with 7 fingers on each of his hands, giving him a total of 14 fingers. Lucas's extraordinary condition was a source of fascination for the villagers, who had never seen anything like it before. They often gathered around him, marveling at his dexterity and asking him to perform various feats of skill. Lucas, though initially shy, soon discovered that he could use his unique gift to his advantage. As he grew older, Lucas became adept at using all of his fingers to perform tasks that others could only dream of. He could pluck 7 strings on a guitar simultaneously, creating enchanting melodies that captivated his audience. He was able to hold and manipulate multiple objects with ease, and his extraordinary dexterity made him a valuable asset to his family. The village blacksmith, an old man named Silas, took a particular interest in Lucas. He had heard of the young boy's extraordinary abilities and believed that Lucas's unique gifts could help him forge even more impressive weapons and tools. The two struck up a friendship, and Silas began to teach Lucas the art of blacksmithing. Lucas quickly became a prodigy, learning to forge intricate patterns and designs that no one else in the village could replicate. He used his 14 fingers to manipulate the red-hot metal, shaping it into swords, knives, and armor that were coveted far and wide. Lucas's fame spread beyond the village, and soon, people from nearby towns and cities came to witness his incredible skills. His story became a legend, and the boy with 7 fingers on each of his hands was hailed as a gift from the gods. One day, a young princess from a distant kingdom heard about Lucas. Enchanted by his story, she sent a message to the village, inviting him to her kingdom to create an unparalleled weapon for her personal use. Lucas, eager for the opportunity to showcase his abilities, accepted the invitation. Upon arriving at the palace, Lucas was welcomed with great fanfare. The princess was delighted by his presence and could hardly contain her excitement. She led him to her armory, where he was presented with a variety of metals and gems to choose from for his masterpiece. Lucas spent weeks in his forge, crafting the most magnificent sword the kingdom had ever seen. With his 14 fingers, he intricately engraved the blade with images of the princess and her kingdom's history. The sword glittered with gemstones and shimmered like a midnight sky, a testament to Lucas's unparalleled skill. Finally, the sword was complete, and the princess was overjoyed. She held the weapon in her hands, marveling at the beauty and craftsmanship. Lucas knelt before her, presenting the sword with great pride. "This sword shall be known as the 7-fingered blade," the princess declared, "and it shall protect our kingdom from harm and bring prosperity to our people." Lucas nodded, humbled by the princess's words. He knew that his gift had been used for a greater purpose, and he felt a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that he had never experienced before. As the years passed, Lucas continued to forge weapons and tools for the people of the village and beyond. His legend grew, and he became a symbol of hope and inspiration for those who encountered him. Though his life was filled with challenges and hardships, Lucas never lost sight of the importance of his gift. He used his 14 fingers to make the world a better place, leaving a lasting legacy that would be remembered for generations to come. As Lucas grew older, he began to feel the weight of societal expectations. The villagers, who had once marveled at his abilities, now began to view him with suspicion and fear. Many believed that his extra fingers were a curse, and that they would bring misfortune upon anyone who married him. Despite his incredible talents and the love he had to offer, Lucas found himself rejected time and time again by those he cared for. Undeterred, Lucas set out on a journey to find a place where he would be accepted for who he was. He left his village behind, armed with nothing but his guitar and a burning desire to prove himself to the world. As he traveled from town to town, Lucas gained a reputation as a skilled musician, mesmerizing audiences with his melodies and stories. Despite his success, Lucas could not shake the feeling of rejection that haunted him. He longed for love and companionship, and the constant rejection only served to deepen his sense of isolation. As he continued his journey, he met many interesting people, each with their own unique stories and experiences. One day, during his travels, Lucas stumbled upon a small, secluded village hidden deep within the forest. The villagers were a peculiar bunch, with their own customs and traditions. When they heard Lucas play his guitar, they were captivated by the beauty of his melodies. However, they were also intrigued by his extra fingers, and they invited him to perform for their king. The king was a wise and fair ruler who valued intelligence and skill over appearances. As Lucas played for him, the king was enthralled by the boy's extraordinary talent. When he learned about Lucas's unfortunate history of rejection, he was deeply saddened by the thought that such a talented young man had been unable to find love. The king, who had a beautiful daughter named Isabella, made a bold decision. He proposed a challenge. If Lucas could perform a specific melody on his guitar, so intricate and complex that only a master could play it, then the king would grant his blessing for Lucas to marry his daughter. Lucas, determined to prove himself, accepted the challenge. He spent days practicing the intricate melody, his fingers flying across the strings of his guitar. Finally, the day of the performance arrived. Lucas stood before the king, Isabella, and the entire village, and played the most beautiful melody they had ever heard. The villagers were awestruck, and the king, moved by Lucas's performance, granted his blessing. Lucas and Isabella were married, and the village celebrated their union with great joy. From that day on, Lucas's extraordinary gift was no longer a source of fear and rejection, but a symbol of love and unity. The villagers learned that true love knows no bounds, and that it is the heart that matters most, not the number of fingers on one's hands. In the years that followed, Lucas and Isabella had many children, each with the same number of fingers as their father. As they grew, they too were celebrated for their uniqueness, and the stigma surrounding Lucas's condition slowly faded away. The story of Lucas and his 14 fingers became a tale passed down through generations, a symbol of love, acceptance, and the power of perseverance. And so, Lucas's quest for love and acceptance ultimately led to the transformation of an entire village, proving that even the most extraordinary of circumstances can be overcome with courage, determination, and a loving heart. As Lucas journeyed through the land, he stumbled upon a small, isolated village that was plagued by a mysterious illness. The villagers were beset by strange, uncontrollable emotions that drove them to madness. Desperate for a cure, the village elders approached Lucas, hoping that his unique fingers might hold the key to healing their afflicted people. Reluctantly, Lucas agreed to help the villagers. He spent long hours studying ancient texts and seeking advice from local healers. As he delved deeper into his research, he discovered an ancient practice that involved using the unique pressure points on his fingers to heal the emotional trauma that was causing the villagers' madness. With trepidation, Lucas placed his 7 fingers on the feverish brows and throbbing temples of the afflicted villagers, gently pressing on the specific points that he had learned about. To his astonishment, the villagers' agitated eyes grew calm, and their frantic laughter and screams subsided. One by one, Lucas healed the madness from their hearts, and the village returned to a state of peace and serenity. As word of Lucas's healing power spread, people from neighboring villages arrived seeking his assistance. Lucas, though still yearning for love and companionship, found solace in his newfound ability to help others. He dedicated himself to healing the emotional wounds of those who suffered, using his extraordinary fingers as a tool to bring peace and tranquility to the lives of those who needed it most. As the years went by, Lucas became a revered figure in the land, and his reputation as a healer grew. Yet, deep within his heart, the desire for love and companionship never faded. It was in this selfless pursuit of helping others that Lucas found a sense of purpose, and in doing so, he learned that true love and happiness could be found in the most unexpected of places. And perhaps one day, he would find someone who would accept him, 7 fingers and all.
This is the end of the story. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to like, comment, and share.